If he's not here, we'll just scrub it. Right, the Honourable Paula Bennett.
Thank you very much, Mr Speaker. And may I start, please, by wishing you a Merry Christmas? And can I acknowledge all of the acknowledgements that have already been done by the Prime Minister, by the Leader of the Opposition, by the Green Party, by New Zealand First, to all of those fabulous people around this building and that make it work. Can I please wish them a very Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year and a break from this place, which it feels like we all might be needing a little bit. I thought as my Christmas present, because it's always, you know, it is a time for giving, I thought I would offer to dry clean the marijuana man's suit, because he's here most days in the house in his marijuana suit, and I thought that I might offer to dry clean that because he is wearing it a lot and he's been here a lot lately. I love a campaign, so I'm not being rude. I think I just love someone that's passionate about something. He's visual. Well, hey, for a woman that wears a leopard suit, I admire the marijuana leaf suit. So, so good on him.
Order.
And that's a lot of fun. Hey, my other blessing so far, I've got to say, is that there's been no singing in this debate so far, because that does drive me slightly bonkers each time, and that from a woman who's been given 2 portable karaoke microphones for Christmas. So it is kind of cool that that's not happened so far. Hey, it is a privilege to be here. It's a privilege to be in this place, whether you're in government or whether or not you're in opposition. So I want to acknowledge the government and the work that they've done this year in the heart of being kind, and say that on behalf of myself and my colleagues, it is a privilege to be a National Member of Parliament, to be here in opposition, to be trying to play our part in democracy for New Zealand. Yes, that means that we're in opposition, and as a consequence of that we oppose, but I think there's a few areas that we could agree within. And that's, I want to give a big shout out to New Zealanders. I just want to say how much I, in this job, get to see them at their best, at their worst, at their hardest, at their happiest. And we get to celebrate things like graduation. I stood recently at the Vanguard School graduation and I watched with absolute pride, and Erica Stanford would say it alongside of me as we sat next to each other, a lot of tears from us as you saw these young people walk up on stage and hug their teacher because of the relationship that they'd built with them and the genuine thanks that these young people had for them. And that school's been going through a hard time, not least of all because of the changes they've had to go through because they're no longer a partnership school, but also because of Nathan, as we've heard in recent days. That of course happened last year, but that has been very, very trying for them, or earlier this year, sorry, and they've also just lost a teacher in really unfortunate circumstances and really suddenly. So I want to put a shout out to them, and I know it's been a really tough year for some of them, but I've seen them stand up, and they sort of epitomise for me New Zealanders. These were young people that were tall and short and brown and Chinese and New Zealander and white and just everything else, and they just had this thing in common that was pride, and they had resilience, and other people had told them what they couldn't do and they'd found people that told them what they could. And that is something that you shout out for, whether you're in opposition or whether you're in government, that we celebrate people like that. And New Zealanders have seen hard times this year, and we are all seeing at the moment that they feel it at the moment more than any other time. It's when your kids want some more time. Everyone's tired. If we're tired, Mr Speaker, those little ones are even, you know, they feel it more. I've had a 3- and a 4-year-old living at home with me in recent few weeks, and I can tell you they're ready for a break. And so think about those families that are not like mine but are struggling financially, that have seen rents go up 30% and are wondering how they're actually going to live and how they're going to pay the rent next week, let alone buy a present for their kids. It is kind of chilling when you hear a 27% increase of families needing food parcels or going to MSD and asking for help. And, you know, we can have a lot of the words that talk about what they might and might not do, but that is the reality, and the reality for too many of them. So I want to shout out to them, and I want to recognise them at this time. Mr Speaker, may I wish you a Merry Christmas. We don't always agree. My mother said to me, if you don't have something nice to say about someone, don't say anything at all. I have something to say. And that is that I admire the way that you kind of always have, and I hope you always do, kind of wear your heart on your sleeve. And I don't think there's any doubt that you care for us as parliamentarians, you care for the people in this building, and you care for New Zealanders. And so at Christmas time, I want to acknowledge that. Thank you very much.
Mr Speaker.
The Honourable Kelvin Davis.
Tēnā koe I te maangai o te whare, tika ana I tēnei